Hello and welcome to Canotillo Combos, the official Canotillo ISD podcast. I'm Gustavo Reveles, the Director of Communications for the school district. Of course, with us is our fearless leader, Dr. Pedro Galaviz. Pedro Galaviz.
Good morning. Good morning. Is it Fearless again?
Fearless, yeah.
You know what? I just keep looking at Laura, and
It's Laura Lupia or
Laura, but the bangless. She has more bangs.
Now she's got Farrah Fawcett sort of like.
Farrah Fawcett hair. They don't even know who Farrah Fawcett is.
No.
You know Farrah Fawcett? Farrah Fawcett?
Yeah.
Charlie's Angels?
Charlie's
I'm not
Angels.
that young.
You're young. You're young.
And
Yeah.
Doug, we have a special guest today.
We do.
And we have a transition coming up. Of course, safety and security being a critical part of our mission. And we have a new chief of police. Introduce him, Doug.
You introduce.
All right. So we have our new chief of police, Fernando Martinez. Chief Martinez, welcome to Canotillo and welcome to the podcast.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here. This is great. I've been welcomed with open arms, and I'm letting you know that Canotillo ISD it's the best. Since I walked in that door here at the headquarters here, everybody's been so nice to me. So I'm excited to be here. Can't wait to hit the ground running and help us.
So, Chief, why Canotillo? What's your background? I know, I was saw your resume, but why you? Why are you here?
So I bring 25 years of law enforcement to the table. My first when I first came in, I was a juvenile officer, and I worked that for a good first part of my career, 6, 7, 8 years that I was a juvenile officer, and I saw many things. Unfortunately, the job I had was a juvenile justice academy, so it was kids that were coming out of TYC, kids that were expelled from their home schools, but they were still good kids.
So what do you think? Because I was just at the high school, because though y'all know we had high school has no leak.
Water main break, yeah.
Water main
Yes.
breaks, and they're off, and they're probably at home studying for the state exam.
Yeah, all the students are studying right now.
Getting ready for Mother's Day. But I guess if you were to see, because you were in and I call it, former high school principal, the baby jail.
Right.
There's a baby jail, basically.
Right.
You had all the kids that really, really bumped their head.
Right.
And did bad stuff. I mean, they did, felon there.
Yes, sir.
And so what could we as a school system prevent? Like, what do you say, wow, if the school would have done this, if I was a teacher, if I was in public school, I mean, what, and I didn't mean to cut off from
No, you're
your
fine.
resume. I'm just trying to think about those kids.
The big thing is educate and community involvement. Programs for those kids to where, for instance, keep your kids busy, sports, activities, law enforcement. You have the law enforcement careers for kids, but keep them busy, keep them in academics, keep them in stuff that's going to keep them busy to where they're not on the streets dealing with any of these crimes or stuff like that. And that's something that the police department and the school need to communicate with and help these kids out.
Because I see them at the high school. And they're all they're real brave. They're chest out, rocking, with their pants hanging low.
Yes,
It's like,
yes.
Your mom and dad let you leave that way? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. But, but once they get to jail and reality hits them,
Yes, sir.
and they're locked up and they're in, and they're learning from your badge versus my badge. And I think that's where your heart breaks and you're like, dude, you're on two paths.
Right.
One, this journey, you're going to continue this route, and which is prison, jail, prison. I mean, you're going to die. You're going to end up dead.
Exactly.
Because the decisions that you're making, these are life decisions that you're making, and you're not learning from them.
Correct.
Because the real world, if you don't learn from the real world, and then your mental model frames that it doesn't matter. And I think that's where again, when I looked at your resume, I appreciate that experience, because one of the words that I heard you say about de-escalating, the importance of de-escalating, because these kids, you don't know what they came from at home. You don't know where their dad or mom,
Exactly.
Whatever their home front, but they come to school with an attitude. They come to school and they just want to use their fists.
Some kids that's what they're taught. Some kids see that on a daily basis. They see their parents do that on a daily basis, and so they bring that to the school. Build a rapport with them. We always built a rapport. When I was there working in the school, I built a rapport with what he thought was the toughest kid. I walked up to him and talked to him. Hey man, what's going on? What do you like to do? And I involved him. I would pull him out of class like, hey, you know what? I need to set up a table. We're going to feed the students for lunch, and you can be part of this. You know, we feed the students that are making good grades. They're doing well at home. You know, they're doing well in school, but you can be a part of this.
Everyone wants to be a part. Everyone wants to be a part.
And that reminds me, Doc, I don't know if you remember last year's graduating class from Campillo High School featured this young man who was heading in the wrong direction. And he credited not just the counselors, but the cops at the school for helping him turn around. He was, I don't know if you remember this kid, the media came and did stories on him. He was headed to the Marines. I mean, this kid was in the wrong path. He had been arrested, he had been the whole thing, and he graduated. He was so happy, and the counselors were crying.
Oh,
remember that? Remember that at the gym when we were celebrating the senior class, and he credited both the cops and the counselors for helping him turn around.
Yeah.
You know, kids want guidance. Kids want to be part of something. You know,
and they need it. They're still kids, no matter. They could be a junior, but that person is still a kid.
Yeah.
You know, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. They're still kids. They're still learning.
So continue on with your resume. I'm sorry, I cut you.
No,
short.
you're fine. Once I was pulled out of the school district, I became a supervisor in our traffic division, but also I was an investigator, so I still continued working investigations with the school. I worked hand in hand with Child Protective Services and saw a bunch of stuff there, and that's what made me want to work with kids. And throughout my 25 years, I never stopped working with them. I was involved with our school districts. I was involved community events with kids, you know, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, they had community events with kids, and we would go. We'd set up tents, and we would go, and we would hand out coloring books, whatever it took to communicate with the kids.
And this was, I just want to clarify, this was with the Bexar County Constable's Office.
It's Bexar.
San Antonio,
No,
Texas.
it's Bexar County. Come on.
It's Bexar.
Well, if you want to be technical, it's Bexar.
Yeah.
But yes, so you're coming to us from the Bexar County
San
Constable
Antonio.
Precinct 4 office in San Antonio region.
Yes.
Yeah. But you're in El Paso.
I'm in El Paso now. I've been here for, I just retired, and December 2024, I retired, and I moved straight to El Paso. My lovely fiance, she's a fraud investigator here in El Paso. She's born and raised here. Her family's here.
Oh, I thought you were from here, but you grew up in the San Antonio area?
I grew up in the San Antonio area, and I do have family here. So I visited here. I've been here, but you know, my career was over there 25 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So for many of my career, since I've known my fiance, I've traveled back and forth on the weekends, and I love El Paso.
Great.
I love the food here. San Antonio's Tex-Mex.
Wait. There's no, like, women in San Antonio? You really traveled 8-9 hours?
I did. You know you have a special person when you do that.
Let me just warn you. I don't know if you eat menudo or not.
I love it.
We eat it with bread. We do not eat it with
that's a funny thing, because when I first went and bought menudo, she had just got up, she's taking a shower, go pick up menudo. I pick up a menudo and I bring it and I start warming con tortillas. Because that's how we eat it in San Antonio.
That's
So she comes to the
blasphemy.
table and she's like, what is that? I said, we're eating menudo. She's like, no, we eat it with bread. Go back over here and pick up this bread, and I'm hooked.
Yeah.
So I eat it with bread all the time.
To El Paso, this is probably the best Mexican food
Love it.
in the country.
I love it.
Yeah.
In the country. I mean, I've been in Dallas, I've been in Houston, been in San Antonio, all down I-35, even, McAllen area. Oh,
Yeah,
close.
McAllen. I got family in McAllen. Yeah, but I love it here. I love the spice. I love the bread. There we go.
The first time I was offered flour to them, like, what are you talking about?
Well, here's another funny story. I said, you want some barbacoa? It's a Sunday morning. He's like, yeah, let's go. So I go over there and I asked the guy, I said, y'all have any Big Red?
No.
He's like, Big Red? I'm like, yeah, barbacoa and Big Red. He's like, what are you talking about?
That's a San Antonio thing.
That's a San Antonio thing. So now it's barbacoa and Coke.
They also don't have breakfast tacos.
No, so that's another funny story. When I ordered, let me have 2 tacos of potato and egg. Just like burritos.
It's a burrito. If it's made with flour tortilla, it's a burrito. I don't care.
Yeah, they call burritos.
But it's great to be here. I'm excited to be here.
So when you retired at Bexar County in San Antonio, you were an assistant chief? What were you?
I was
The chief
promoted from captain to assistant chief, and my final position was the chief deputy.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're coming with a lot of leadership position, a lot of school experience as
Yes.
well. How do you think that will translate to leading this team of both peace officers and security personnel here?
And again, on top of that question, or in conjunction with that question, is what metrics are you going to use for our police department to know that, protect, serve, that? And I've watched a lot of Netflix, LA County,
A lot of law and order.
yeah, LAPD,
Yeah. Training. When I interviewed, the big thing is training. I'm alert certified. I trained with many school district officers. We all combined ourselves together because you just never know. Nowadays, with our active shooters, when there's a call to school, we all respond. It doesn't matter who you are. We all respond. And that's the same thing that I want here. I want to bring the training. I want to make sure our officers are up to date in training. I want to make sure that we work as a team. But not only us, but our outside agencies, El Paso Police Department, the Sheriff's Department, other school districts, the constables, all that stuff. So make sure that if a police officer that works in the district is coming to our school, he knows what door number 1 is, door number 2 is, door number 3 is, because if he doesn't know that school, he's going to be lost.
So on top of that question, again, I came from the outside too.
Right.
And El Paso is very, very unique.
Correct.
It's a beautiful region, beautiful community. It's kind of like a small city, but in a big city.
Right.
Because the vibe, the connection, everybody knows everybody.
Right.
Everybody's related. Whether they ain't blood, but they kin.
Kinfolk.
Yeah, but, I mean, everybody knows, and they're just very loving people. That's part of our culture.
Right.
The Mexicano is to be very open and loving. But you're coming from the outside, not knowing the sheriff, not knowing that federal agencies. How are you going to create that communication plan with the outside agencies and even EPPD?
Sit down and talk to administration. Get involved with everything they get involved in. If they have any community events, I would love to call the higher ups and the administrative and say, hey, can we join y'all in that type of community event? And that's how you bond with other agencies. For instance, some of the outside agencies will call you and say, hey, we're going to do some alert training during the summer. Can we borrow one of your schools? That's great communication right there. Hey, that's great, but can my officers train with your officers? Hey, let's do it. Can we invite the Sheriff's Department? Hey, let's do it. And we get together and we build rapport. And that way, another MOUs with our agencies. Of course, we're a smaller agency, so if something major happens, sometimes those agencies have to assist because they have more stuff that they can look into than we can.
And
So it builds that rapport.
one of the great things about Canotillo is we have a lot of law enforcement agencies, both local and federal, whose kids go to our school,
Yes.
even Fort Bliss.
Yes.
So those connections are going to be pretty easy. I'm thinking a couple FBI agents for at the high school, a couple of who's that? CBP,
Yes.
federal, local, a lot of EPPD cops. So again, that connection is, again, and like every parent, they want to make sure who's ever at the helm knows what they're talking about.
Right.
Knows that if you do have a threat, knows what's at stake.
Right.
'Cause now you're talking about their son and daughter,
Exactly.
their husband or wife, their cousin, or who work in our school system.
Right.
And so,
And I know that feeling because I have two boys. One's he's about to graduate in college. He goes to Tarleton State, and the other one's working part time, and he goes to Palo Alto College in San Antonio, Texas. And I've been there when they were in school and they had a lockdown, and I'm getting a text that we're on a lockdown, and as a cop, there I am getting on the radio. Hey, find out what's going on out there. But I had that privilege of that, but I can imagine if you don't have that privilege, what's going on? Like, okay, why are you on lockdown? What's going on? And parents, so we want to make sure that we have a good safety plan. We want to make sure that our officers, our security officers, and our staff are well educated and trained, so we can be able to let our parents know, hey, send something else. Hey, this is what happened today. Everything is great. There's no threat to our schools, and we continue our education. So.
Yeah, that's great, and I think I'm so happy to hear you mention the community, mention the staff, because this is a job for all of us. It's not just our peace officers. Obviously, they're the leaders in knowing what to do and how to do it. But the safety of our students, safety of our campuses is on all of us.
And we're dependent upon you,
Right.
Because like I tell, if a kid can't read, call me. I was the best teacher in the world. I get anything. I was
And modest, too.
And modest. I was the best principal. I could rock any school. But when it comes to safety, security, you're the expert.
Yeah.
So you guys say, hey, Galaviz, hey, stand out. I got this. Because I got to be able to follow you.
Yes, sir.
Because sometimes we're like, again, my Netflix, LAPD, I know what they did.
Right.
Follow me. Saw tons of SEAL, Netflix movies.
Well, and I think obviously when we hear from parents, safety and security is their top concern.
It's paramount.
It's paramount. And there's a lot of interest in who our cops are, what they're doing. Are they certified? Are they not certified? Is there, are we following every state rule regarding safety and security?
Right.
So there's a lot of scrutiny that comes with this position, is obviously,
Because I don't know is not an answer.
Right.
Like parents will forgive us if a kid gets a B or C or whatever, they'll forgive us. But if a kid doesn't come home,
Right.
kid has a black eye, anything happened to my baby, then that's a hard. Once you break that trust, that bridge,
Right.
it's done.
it's done. It's hard to come back from that. So I think the only thing is I'm gonna ask when you're from Bexar County, Bexar.
Yes. Bear. And every time I used to give my email, I have to spell it out. It's, Bexar.
No,
Bear.
but
Bexar.
are you gonna wear that big old gray hat that I saw that picture? Give me some.
Probably not. That was part of our. That was part of
You're gonna
our.
incorporate that.
When they said full uniform, we had to wear it. But do I have hats? Yes, I do. Do I love to wear them? Yes, I do.
You can bring some of that.
Incorporated. I say let's do it.
You can bring some of that Tejano.
Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Because they don't know anything about Tejano music.
Oh yeah.
No, they
They don't know
don't. They
anything
don't.
about that. I listen to their stations. It's like, it's not Tejano.
No, that's not time.
It's
Yeah.
not Tejano. They don't know anything about it.
They do like Michael Segalo though here.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
See? Look at that. Look at that Costa Madera. You don't know.
No.
See?
I don't know. It's not, I like to say like we are very proud Texans, but we're very different from the rest of Texas. We were in a different time zone, and that makes a difference.
That's a great point. But, Chief, again, welcome. Maybe we'll have menudo.
Let's do it. I'll bring the bread. I'll bring the bread.
I do want to say, Doc, we have an onboarding plan for the chief. Of course, Monday, this upcoming Monday is your first day. He's going to meet with his staff. He's going to meet with district leadership. But we do plan community sort of opportunities for the parents and other interested parties to come and talk to you, ask you questions, and just get to know you a little bit better. And those will be coming up. We're going to be posting those as well. We're working with you and your timeline and your schedule, but we want to make sure that people have an opportunity to meet you, so they're comfortable with your leadership, comfortable with the guidance that you're going to provide to us. And we look forward to your coming on board and being part of the Canotillo family. Get some orange and blue.
I'm excited. Let's do it.
No, it's
And I'll buy you a hat too. You want a hat?
I'll wear a hat. No, but I'll wear a hat.
What are those little Ireland golf hats?
Yeah, well, sometimes. Well, back when I didn't have that much hair, I had a kidney transplant in June, and part of the medicine that I have to take
In
now,
San Antonio.
in San Antonio,
Okay.
it makes me
Bexar.
grow hair. So I'm
Bexar
like,
County.
I'm letting it flow. I'm letting my hair flow. But
That was crazy hair day.
yes, it was a crazy hair. But yes, welcome, Chief. We look forward to working with you. We look forward to continuing to make our schools safe and secure, and hopefully we never need your heightened services other than just
Menudo with tortillas.
Menudo
Menudo with
community.
tortillas.
I'm excited for the community events. I mean, I think working together, safe schools, strong communities, together we're going to grow and we're going to learn.
That could be, there's your motto.
Yeah.
Safe school, strong community.
We're going to grow and learn.
There it is.
Yeah. All right,
There
he's ChatGPT'd it right now.
Show me. But really, going out, safe schools, that's a great.
Yeah, we can protect, we can learn and grow together. I mean, that's what
Protect
we
and
have
learn
to do.
together is another one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so your office, my office will work together. I think we need to make sure that people are educated and kept up to date on our efforts. I look forward to that partnership.
So I don't know the rules, but so I know you carried a gun, right, in San Antonio. How do you carry a gun here?
Same way.
Same way. I mean, you can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You never lose that as
No.
He's a state peace officer, so
Texas peace officer, and just different agency.
yes.
okay.
Department. Yeah.
Oh, that's like my brother. My brother's a retired police officer. But I've never, So, anyways, Chief, welcome.
Thank you.
Looking forward
Appreciate
to
you.
it. Looking
Starting
Me
Monday.
too. I'm
you
looking
keep
forward
police.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, and really it's like you said, it's getting out to the community, getting out, and don't worry about us.
And those are the things I want to do. I want to be out in the community. I want to be able to go. You're not going to see me sitting behind the desk. You won't. I of course I have to do my desk duties to budget and stuff like that, weekly planning. But I'm going to be out there with the guys and working with the officers, being in schools, being seen, attending board meetings, attending games, stuff like that. I want to make sure that we're safe in all aspects of our district. So
Looking forward to it. Your probably first big event will be senior graduation.
Right. We have graduations. We had 2 graduations. One on the 19th,
Monday.
Monday, and the other one on May 30th.
okay.
Yeah, 19th and 30th. So we'll have those 2.
Yeah, so that emergency operation, that plan,
Yeah.
and then one will be downtown, so EPPD, and then one will be on UTEP, so the UTEP.
The UTEP PD.
Okay.
So again, Chief, welcome, and we look forward to working together and
Let's do it.
creating those safe schools, strong community together.
It's already been texted to us. So
Has it?
yeah, we already have it here. Safe schools, strong communities.
All right, welcome, Laura. Thank you. Farrah. Can I call you Farrah? Laura Farrah.
Fair Fawcett.
Farrah Fawcett.
That's your new name.
And the mic held up, Laura.
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Don't
See
jinx
you
it.
next
Again,
week.
blessing. Gus is out of the hospital. He's
Yeah.
here with us right now.
Yeah, we're doing good.
Yeah. All right, take care.
Bye.